Why doesn't Tucker Carlson get savage as being unpatriotic? As with Trump, the cult of personality is such that if he does something unpatriotic, his followers change the definition of patriotic rather than change their mind about him. https://www.npr.org/2020/0-9-7447123/u-literally-can-believe-the-facts-tucker-carlson-tells-u-so-y. His lawyers argued in court that no one should take him seriously, because his audience is made up primarily of people who hate America. It's because his fans do not love America as it really is, but only the America of their imaginations. He's not patriotic. They aren't patriotic. No problem. Modern-day Russia has outlawed homosexuality. Modern-day Christian Americans in power are willing to betray their country if that means they could outlaw homosexuality too. It's a perverted desire to transform America to be more like Russia, winning the culture war and making gays and minorities back into second-class citizens, because Republicans and MAGA are anti-America too. Right-wing rhetoric isn't meant to make sense, only acquire and uphold power. https://www.reddit.com/r/s/lvpvg0et1io. Russia hasn't been the main villain in alt-right circles for quite some time. Now that Russia is no longer communist, that dubious honor has been given to China. Now, Russia is used as this vision of what America could be if only the right demagogue took power. Because his audience, conservatives, are unpatriotic. They hate everything about America and want to live under authoritarian rule. They cheer strong men because they are so weak. Because the Republican Party has become about supporting their leaders rather than supporting their causes. They find their people and stick with them no matter what, never bothering to think if that person is right or wrong or if what they say or do is directly beneficial to them or not. He's a guy who first came to prominence when he fucked up the O.J. Simpson trial coverage. He's admitted to being a white supremacist. He constantly uses white supremacist dog whistle language on his shows, most recently, The Great Replacement. His and Fox News lawyers openly argue that no reasonable person would ever take him seriously and he is nothing more than entertainment on a news station. He has been spouting Russian propaganda for nearly 8 years now. Now, he is actively promoting Putin and Russian imperialism. I'm really not surprised that the right still mostly supports him. He is catching some flack right now, but most of MAGA, which is the vast majority of the GOP, still back him. Even those criticizing him now will be promoting him a month from now. The only uniting policy of the GOP is make liberals and minorities suffer. They will gladly eat a pile of shit if they think a liberal might smell their breath. MAGA is a cult and I am not even liberal, but these people would do anything for Trump and Tucker is a mouthpiece for him. He's a traitor, I feel. He's an imperialist nationalist, not a real patriot. They use nostalgia to create an imaginary version of their own country, a great past that they can compare the present to unfavorably. His worldview wouldn't work if he actually thought America was great. He has to show people that America isn't great because then he has things to blame on his political outgroups. A lot of the talking points he uses are identical to Nazi ideology. His fans are not moderate Republicans. He used a dumb guy character, just asking extremely leading questions on Fox News, but he's dropped the act and is more openly courting a far-right audience now that he's independent. He certainly is unpatriotic. His audience is made of people who hate America, they just are lying to themselves about that. His viewers think he's being patriotic. The faux patriotism and faux military worship of Republicans is what made me finally realize they're fascists. This was quite eye-opening to me, since I was a registered Republican until 2016 and realized this in about 2020. Like literally, they met the academic definition of fascism. I know that definition is nebulous, but find pretty much any good list of criteria required to be fascist and the Republican Party will meet them all. There but for the grace of God go I. Because no one cares about his opinion. He's a huge gaslighter and his regular audience is old people. Good luck convincing people who grew up during the end of the Cold War how much better Russia is. Personally, I think his dumb ass got into hot water and now has to hype up Russia so he doesn't accidentally fall out of a window. Because the president is a Democrat, so the country must be garbage. If the president was Republican, he'd be saying America is the best country. Just saying what his audience wants to hear. Even children can come up with and understand this line of thinking. Because most of the people that like him are Republicans, and these days Republicans have basically rebranded themselves to follow Trump's cult of personality and fake sense of ego-driven patriotism. This includes kowtowing to Russia because dipshit Donnie likes strongman leaders and wants to be one. As long as Donnie would approve, so do they, even if it means shitting on the American flag and sucking Putin's dick. If you take him seriously, you're beyond help. The right has been brainwashed. They believe unpatriotic things are patriotic. I am not kidding at all. The best trick of Fox and the right-wing media was to convince patriotic Americans treason is patriotic. D*** them for turning patriotic Americans into a mob of traitors.